At Fairforest Middle School, a new generation committed to health and activity is off and running. The school's Run Club began 6 years ago when club coach Rachel Johnson saw a way to get students involved in another activity that many of them might not even have considered.
Alright, so with Running Club, I have been a runner for most of my adult life. And when I started middle school 6 years ago now, we were wondering what was another club, what was another outlet we could give kids. And I love how running is something that you can do in a group, and you can also do it solo, and you can do it anywhere. And so we really just started it up with the idea of giving kids the opportunity and introducing them to running, because running is something that you can do your whole life, and they've really enjoyed it.
At first, though, Run Club was just for girls. It was something that Johnson enjoyed, but something that became a little difficult. That's where Sean Pickett came in.
I guess Running Club kind of started, it really started with Rachel Johnson. It was just a girls-only club, and she was basically doing all of it by herself, and that kind of ended up being tough, and she took a year off, and I said, let's bring this back, but let's make it boys and girls. Let's get as many people in as we can, and that's how we got to where we are today.
One thing the young runners seem to love is the competition aspect of the club, but they're not competing against other runners. Instead, they're waging a battle against the clock, against the distance, and against themselves.
We really just make it about not like competing with anybody else. It's really about like you are doing you and you're bettering yourself. It's about where you are going.
It's one thing that we do is every day at Running Club, they write down their distance, their pace, and their time so they can see the growth. Now, we definitely don't like running when it's like 80 degrees outside, but when they can see that growth, that's such a motivator for them because they know I went 2.5 miles today, I want to do 2.7 tomorrow. So they're self-motivated.
Pickett agrees that the motivation to better their previous marks drives the runners.
They love it. It is hard work trying to get them to actually join because they hear running and it's like, oh, no. But once they're in it and they see the progress they're making and they feel that growth and they feel like, I did it, I'm being productive, I'm doing something, they love it.
One way the runners are getting better is through the shoes on their feet, and that's where Harrison's comes in. In partnership with Hub City Runners and Jill Morris, the company helped provide a pair of running shoes for every runner in the club.
My goodness, Kevin Harrison and then Hub City Runners have been our #1 supporters from when I started 6 years ago. Kevin has always helped me out with Harrison's, with shirts, with anything I need. I can tell him, and he is there doing Purge and there to support us. He has just been unbelievable, and that's what makes the difference. That's what gets these kids able to run.
I think it's very important because it protects their feet. Kids, especially like in middle school, are growing. Their knees are growing, their feet are growing, their bones are growing, and if they're not in a good pair of shoes, they're going to end up getting injured, and this gives them the opportunity to be successful. Hopefully if they go on to Dorman, they can run track and be successful in that area or do sports, but it's just getting them kind of started, and we give them a good pair of shoes to get started in. But it's very important for their development to have a good pair of shoes on their feet.
Morris said she was happy to have the opportunity to help outfit the club in the gear they needed, especially since growing kids might need multiple pairs of shoes per year.
Because some people don't have that money.
Right.
Most good shoes that we're going to put on a runner's feet is going to be over $100.
Right.
It's not going to be a $50 pair shoes. Right. So they're getting the best of the best, exactly. And it's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to give back. Well, if we have it to give back, we need to give back to others.
Yeah, it's huge. We're one of the things that I've always tried to implement in not only personal life but in business is when you see somebody raise their sail, blow wind in it. And what I mean by that is when you see people doing good things, you want to do everything you can to give them the resources they need to be able to do that. And when Rachel, whenever she reached out to me about this group, and I had seen what she was doing, getting these kids involved in running, and I just asked her, hey, what resources do you need? And she talked about some socks and some shoes, and some of the kids did not have those. And it just felt like it was an opportunity for us to partner with them in doing good things. And they have made a difference. I told them, I said, you guys are planting seeds in these kids' lives, and you never know what that's going to do and what fruit that's going to produce in the future.
Those shoes are already making a difference in the runners' goals and in their performance.
The first couple days, I had kids in just their normal shoes, and their legs hurt, their calves hurt, their feet hurt. And when they can get a for real running shoe, an actual shoe that's built for running, they don't hurt anymore. And then they're able to actually go further distances because they're not hurting. So that makes a huge difference.